Hi everyone and welcome to a new video. I wasn't able to post a video last week, so I'll be doing a catch-up video next week, so be sure to keep an eye on that as well. In this video we are going to look at a new game, a new blockchain game called League of Ancients. I'm also going to go over quickly the farms that I'm still in right now and other projects that I'm interested in. If you like the sound of that, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. Let's first do a quick update on the farms that I'm in. So right now I'm keeping an eye on the new layer. It's the layer 4 of the Sandman Finance team. It's called the Destruction layer. As we all know, the previous layer didn't do so well. It was called the Despair layer, but the first two layers, they did really well. So I'm going to be cautiously optimistic about this one. I'm definitely not going to reinvest in a farm token, so I'm just going to take a look at the regular non-native farms and put some capital in there and just see what happens after 3 days. I'll also be sure to very quickly and actively be taking my rewards in the first 2 hours of this farm, so that I'm probably going to make back about 50% of the fees that I will have to pay. Usually it's 4% with these kind of farms, so keep that in mind. This specific one is active on Matic, and I'll put a link in the description so you can take a look at it. Again, as I said in the previous videos, when you take a look at the Sandman Finance Twitter, you notice that I have 16k followers. They are very active on their Twitter themselves, but there is very low interaction, so I really wonder if those followers are bought or not. If they were, this is of course a little bit of an alarm bell, so please do be careful. Regardless, they do the effort to do KYC with Rugdog to get a KYC review, and I think they always get a Paladin review as well. So in that sense, it's looking good. When it comes to socials, it's just, yeah, just a bit weird if you have 16k followers and just so little interaction on all the posts. Another change that I did is I locked up most of the capital in Matic, and then I locked it up in a vault over at Qi-Dao. The interesting thing of Qi-Dao is you pay 0% interest fee, and if you do a quote-unquote save loan, meaning if you keep your collateral ratio between 160% and 400%, then you'll be getting some rewards as well. As we can see, I'm getting 15% APR in the Qi-Dao token, which is definitely not bad on this amount of money. Next, I took this 7k and I put it over at the dual farms of Quickswap. The nice thing about Quickswap is, of course, that you don't have to pay any fees. The bad thing, quote unquote, is that of course the rewards are lower than on a degen farm, but overall in farming terms the Quickswap website is definitely safer than most of the degen farms. So it's a good way to park your funds if you don't know what to do with them for a certain period. So right now I'm getting 52% APY, so it's not APR, on my Matic USDT pair, which is definitely not bad at all. Again, I believe in the Matic token, so for me this is not a risk. You have to make these decisions, of course, for yourself. Nothing in this video is financial advice, keep that in mind. But hey, 52% APY isn't too bad. Good, then we jump over to Avalanche. I have a new farm there as well, which is the Hurricane farm. This is a DeFi project that I invested in using Duckstarter, so I just used the tokens that I got and reinvested it in the platform itself. So I'm using these farms, so it's XHCT. This is the token that you get if you stake the token. So first of all, you put the token in here, you stake it, and then you lock it up in a farm, and you're getting almost 300% APR. I also put some money here in the liquidity pair HCT Link, so it's Chainlink, and then I put a good deal in HCT USDT. As you can see right now, the returns are still very good, and they have been for the past 2 weeks. So we're looking at 400% APR, 350% APR, and another almost 300% APR. Of course, I hear you thinking, Bren, isn't this a farm token? And in a sense, you are correct. But on the other hand, this token was created with a token launch, so people invested in it. The token is backed by funds, so it's not just a token they created out of thin air. So yes, they are creating some new tokens with farming, but this is very contained, and there is a specific amount of tokens set aside for this purpose. Of course, you have to do your own research, so be sure to take a look at the white paper and so forth. Take a look at the graph. We see, of course, in the beginning was pretty volatile. Then we had the initial dump after any IDO, and then the price started going up again, and now it seems to be stabilizing just below that 20 cents mark. I think we can all agree that this is not a classical curve for a real farm token. Again, in my opinion, this isn't a true farm token, so I'm not that worried and I don't mind holding this token. Alright, then it's time to talk about some opportunities in the market. The first one that I want to highlight is over at Polkastarter, so this will be an IDO. It's the blockchain game called Mytheria. It's looking very good. It's a card game, but it's mixing up some gameplay elements of other games and introducing some new elements, so be sure to check it out. You still have about 2 days to get into the whitelist, so if you haven't already, do it now. Why do I think this is interesting? Well, first of all, they're introducing some innovative elements to a blockchain game, to a card game. Second of all, blockchain games are super hot right now. Third, Polkastarter is a really good track record. Just take a look at the previous games that launched. So we have plus 7,000% for Wonder Hero, plus 1,300% for Legends of Fantasy War. We have plus 400%, which is the lowest but still very good, for Kawaii Islands. Then we have plus 12,000% for Thetan. Of course, these are all-time high numbers, but yeah, you can imagine blockchain games are hot, and it seems that Polkastarter is picking the winners. Another important event that you have to keep your eye on are, of course, the parachain auctions of Polkadot, which are happening right now. One of the big projects is, of course, Moonbeam. They're going to introduce smart contracts to Polkadot system, and then we have a very interesting DeFi project, which is Acala. I'm going to invest in both of them, and of course, there are more projects out there, but these two are my personal preferences. So how does a parachain auction work? Well, basically all these projects are going to ask everybody in their community to commit a certain amount of Polkadot tokens and lock them up, for example, for 2 years. Yes, you're understanding correctly, it is called a crowd loan because you will be getting back the tokens that you locked up. The only drawback is, of course, that you won't be able to use your tokens for 2 years, which is a very, very long time in crypto. On the other hand, you will be getting back the tokens of that project. And in this case, this will be Moonbeam that we're taking a look at now. So you will be getting the Glimmer token. Now, why would this be interesting? Well, we have some history out there, which is, of course, the Kusama network. This is the Canary network. So it's basically a test network of the Polkadot network. And we saw similar launches there in the summer. One of them was Moonriver, and if you know that you were getting 14 Moonriver tokens for 1 Kusama token, then you can understand this is very interesting. Right now, Moonriver is about $400 and Kusama is about $480. So depending on when you look at the prices, you basically got a 14x on the tokens that you locked up. And keep in mind, you will be getting those tokens back again at the end of the lease. The next project that I'm going to invest in is Acala. As you can see on the website, it is called the DeFi hub of Polkadot. So basically, we have smart contracts using Moonriver, and then we have a DeFi platform using Acala. In my opinion, these are two very important things that you need in any blockchain ecosystem. The last gem I want to touch on is League of Ancients. As you can imagine, if you are a gamer, this will immediately help you think about a game called League of Legends, which is huge. If you don't know what League of Legends is, well, basically it's the biggest MOBA game out there. So it's free to play, but they're earning their money with skins. They have a huge esports community. They have several leagues out there that actually paying the teams to play in their leagues, so it's very, very, very professional. And the reason why, well, basically in 2019 the championship had over 100 million unique viewers and peaking at a concurrent viewership of 44 million. Such numbers are, of course, mind-boggling, and they can easily compete with some of the top sports out there. And when it comes to a player base, as we can see in 2020, there were 115 million people playing League of Legends on a monthly basis. So yeah, the potential for these kinds of games is huge. And that's exactly what League of Ancients wants to tap into. So basically it is a copy of League of Legends, but then on the blockchain. So looking at the page, we see a white paper, and then we see the logos of Android and iOS. So it will be playable on mobile, which is definitely interesting for the Asian market. Scrolling down, we see that it will be available on the Binance Smart Chain, and then we have a nice little video showing you some gameplay elements. So looking at the video, you can see some in-game action, and then you'll at least know how the game looks like. But yeah, anybody who plays League of Legends will get the idea rather quickly. Scrolling down even further, we see the blockchain elements, so NFT skin ownership, marketplace, NFT staking, and of course the game itself, the MOBA game, and you'll be able to earn the LOA token. Scrolling down even more, we arrive at the roadmap. And scrolling down to Q4, which is of course the period that we're in now, we see that the private sale still has to start. There will be NFT sale, there will be pre-sale, and then of course we will have the token launched. The game itself will launch next year, so there's definitely still enough time to get into it. but I do think it could be interesting to try and get into that pre-sale. Looking at their socials, we see that I'm not the only one who thinks this is interesting. They already have almost 90k followers, which is definitely impressive. And when you look at the interactions, it's definitely healthy. All of their posts are getting a lot of interaction. So taking a look at the team in the white paper, we see that 2 of them are ex-professional, or at least one failed professional Dota player. So Dota is also a MOBA game. It is a bit smaller than League of Legends, but also super successful and really huge. So it's good to see that they have a lot of personal experience in that scene. So we have the community manager, who is a ex-professional player. Then we have the project lead, who I guess tried to be a professional player. Then we have a smart contract developer. We have somebody with a lot of experience in marketing. Then we have a game director, who of course will be able to guarantee a very interesting and interactive loop. So it's very important, if you create a game, that the whole gameplay feels as it should be, and it's fun to play, of course, and they will keep playing. That is why I'm happy to see this game director, and that he has a lot of experience. Then we have a art director, a concept artist, somebody responsible for partnership relations, and a system support. So the only thing that I'm missing in this list is of course a game programmer. So we do have a smart contract developer, but I don't see anybody who has specific experience in programming games. So maybe they're using an external studio for this, I don't know, but this is a big question mark for me, and I would like to see, or at least find an answer to that question, because somebody has to program the game itself as well. It is of course possible that this guy will do it, but as you can see, the only information that we're getting here is that he has a lot of experience in smart contract development and no experience in game coding. Nonetheless, the potential for such a game is huge, and I don't want to miss out on this. There will be competitors as well, so we have to keep an eye on the market, see who else is trying to tackle this game genre, and then just try to find and pick the winner. Right now I'm going to keep my eye on this. I want to find out how I can get this Lao token and how to get into the pre-sale. If I do, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Alright, that's it for this video. I hoped I gave you some good information. If I did, be sure to hit that like button. Don't forget to post a comment that helps push this video in the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button right now. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.